The encrypted file pinged into Alex Thorne's secure inbox at 0200 hours, a ghost in the digital ether that no one else in the dimly lit Virginia ops room could sense. His gloved finger hovered over the decrypt key, heart pounding like a suppressed rifle shot. Because in the split second the image resolved, he saw not a stranger's mug but the ghost of a love he'd buried 5 years ago. Jamie Reyes, smiling that crooked half-grin from a grainy surveillance photo, marked for termination. Alex's world tilted, the room's hum of servers fading to a roar in his ears. How could the man he'd mourned as dead be the CIA's most wanted? And why did pulling that trigger now feel like ending his own soul? Alex slammed his laptop shut, the metallic snap echoing off the concrete walls of the Joint Special Operations Command bunker buried under the Virginia hills. Rain lashed the narrow ventilation slits high above, a relentless drumbeat mirroring the storm in his chest. He was Captain Alexander Ghost Thorne, 32, built like a blade. Lean muscle honed from years of halo jumps and hand-to-hand in godforsaken corners of the world. But right now, he felt exposed, raw, like a recruit on his first kill. The mission brief had been clinical. High-value target, codename Echo, tied to a domestic terror cell funneling arms to anti-government militias. Neutralize on sight. No exfil, no capture. Clean. But Jamie. God, Jamie. They'd met at Annapolis, two midshipmen stealing kisses in the shadowed stacks of Nimitz Library, whispering dreams of a life beyond the uniform. Alex, the straight A golden boy from a conservative Ohio farm, wrestling his first doubts about who he was. Jamie, the fiery Puerto Rican kid from the Bronx, out and proud, teaching him that love wasn't a weakness but a fire. They'd promised forever, until Jamie vanished during a classified op in Yemen, officially Kia, a drone strike gone wrong. Alex had grieved in silence, medals pinned to his chest while his heart hollowed out. Therapy sessions in D.C. basements, rainbow flags hidden in his drawer, the Don't Ask era's ghosts still whispering shame. Now this, a face from his past, pixelated but unmistakable, those hazel eyes that once lit up like summer storms. He needed air. Slipping past the night shift tech's nursing energy drinks, Alex punched his code into the blast door and emerged into the sodden night. The Quantico training grounds stretched dark and empty under sodium lamps, mud sucking at his boots as he paced the perimeter fence. His phone buzzed, restricted line. He answered without looking. Thorne, a voice graveled like old bourbon. Colonel Harlan Graves, his CO, the man who'd pulled him from the rubble of that IED in Kandahar and made him his shadow. Captain, briefs live. Wheels up in 6 hours to Idaho. Echoes hold up in the Bitterroots, running a cell that's got feds twitchy. You good? Alex's throat tightened. Harlan knew. Had known since the day Alex came out in a closed-door briefing, voice steady as he laid it bare. I'm gay, sir. Deal with it or reassign me. Harlan had nodded, poured them both scotch, and said, Son, wars aren't won by straight spines alone. But trust was a fragile thing in spec ops, and Alex wondered if Harlan's gruff acceptance masked the brass's quiet judgments. Fine, sir. Just confirming assets. A pause, heavy as a suppressed cough. Assets are you, Thorne. Solo infill. Echoes slippery. Ex-Marine. Queer as a $3 bill, they say. Plays the fringes, rallies the outcasts. Watch your six. Queer as a $3 bill. The words landed like shrapnel. Was that in the dossier? Alex hadn't scrolled that far, while rising at the casual slur from a man he'd call brother. He hung up, fists clenched, the rain soaking his fatigues. Jamie, out and rallying. It didn't track. The Jamie he knew hated guns after his brother's gang shooting in the Bronx, dreamed of teaching history to inner-city kids, not plotting coups. Something was rotten, and Alex was the knife meant to carve it out. By dawn, he was airborne, the C-130's props chewing clouds over the Rockies. Stowed in the belly, he pored over the file on a rugged tablet. Echo's network spanned queer undergrounds from San Francisco leather bars to rural Wyoming communes, a web of disillusioned vets and activists preaching armed resistance against the machine, corporate greed, endless wars, the slow erasure of rights. Jamie's photos cycled through timestamps, a rally in Boise, fist raised beside a trans woman in fatigues, a shadowed meet in a Spokane dive. passing drives to a non-binary hacker with neon blue hair. The narrative screamed radical. Bombs in mail trucks. Encrypted manifestos calling for queer liberation through fire. Alex's gut twisted. This wasn't Jamie. Or was it? Grief had a way of rewriting memories, polishing edges until they cut. He'd replayed their last night 1,000 times. Jamie in his arms on that Annapolis quad, stars wheeling overhead, promising, "We'll beat this, mi amor. No walls, no wars." Then poof, gone. Alex had thrown himself into black ops, chasing ghosts in Syria and Somalia, earning the ghost call sign for vanishing into shadows. But shadows had a way of swallowing you whole. The drop zone was a moonless meadow in the Idaho Panhandle, snow dusting the pines like ash. Alex hit the dirt rolling, NVGs painting the world green, his suppressed M4 slung low. 3 miles to the target cabin, Intel said, a ramshackle A-frame off-grid, solar panels glinting like eyes in the dark. He moved like smoke, breath steady, every snap of twig a potential ambush. The air bit cold, carrying pine sap and the faint tang of wood smoke. His mind raced. What if Jamie saw him coming? Would those eyes widen in recognition or narrow in betrayal? Half a click out, voices drifted on the wind. Low, urgent, laced with laughter that punched Alex in the ribs. Jamie's laugh, unmistakable, a rumble like distant thunder. He belly-crawled to the treeline, peering through binoculars. The cabin porch glowed amber from a lantern, figures huddled around a fire barrel. Jamie, taller than memory, broad-shouldered in a faded Carhartt, passing a flask to a wiry Asian man with a buzz cut, probably the hacker, Kyne Gwyn, per the dossier. Beside them, a woman with cropped silver hair and tattoos snaking up her arms, Lena Voss, trans ex-ranger, the muscle. They talked tactics, maps spread on a crate, but beneath the hard edges, Alex caught it. The easy camaraderie, hands brushing shoulders, a stolen glance from Jamie to Kai that lingered too long. Jealousy flared, hot and stupid. Kai. Alex's mind reeled. Jamie had never mentioned anyone else, but 5 years was a chasm. He shook it off, zeroing his scope. One shot, clean through the window. End it. But his finger ghosted the trigger, frozen. A twig cracked behind him. Proximity alert beeping faint in his earpiece. He spun, knife out, into the throat of a shadow. The figure dropped soundless, a kid no older than 20, freckled and wide-eyed. Hands up. Don't, please. I'm with them. Scout. Alex pinned him, blade kissing jugular. Talk. Name's Riley. Non-binary. They caught wind of feds sniffing. Echo's not what you think. We're not terrorists. We're protectors. Protectors. The word hung, laced with desperation. Alex eased the pressure. Echo. What's his play? Riley swallowed, eyes flicking to the cabin. Jamie's building a network for us, the forgotten. Queer vets getting spit on by VA, kids kicked out for who they love. We're smuggling meds, forging IDs, not bombs. But the feds, they twisted it. Planted evidence after that rally bust. A lie? Or the crack in the facade? Alex's comms crackled. Harlan's voice, distant. Thorn status? Negative contact, he whispered back, mind whirling. If Riley spoke truth, Jamie was bait in a larger game. Perhaps a honeypot to flush out dissidents. Or worse, a purge of the radical fringe to appease conservative donors. The military's underbelly, Alex knew it well. Brass turning blind eyes to hate crimes in barracks, rainbow ops as PR stunts while real lives crumbled. Take me in, Alex hissed, holstering his knife. Slow. No signals. Riley nodded, leading him through the underbrush like a ghost to its grave. The cabin door creaked open, spilling warmth and suspicion. Jamie turned, flask midway to his lips, and the world stopped. Those hazel eyes locked on Alex's, stripping away years, ranks, lies. Alex. The name cracked like ice underfoot, raw and impossible. The room erupted. Lena's hand to her holster, Kai scrambling for a shotgun. But Jamie held up a palm, voice steady as steel. Stand down. It's him. Him. Not Ghost, not Captain. Alex. The weight of it buckled something in Alex's chest. He stepped inside, dripping snow, the barrel's heat licking his face. 5 faces now. Riley, Kai, Lena, and 2 more. a quiet black woman named Simone, the medic, and a burly bear of a man, Theo, the comms guy, both with the haunted eyes of barrack survivors. Jamie crossed the room in 3 strides, gripping Alex's arms like he'd vanish. Up close, the changes hit. A scar bisecting his brow, stubble silvering at the temples, but that scent, cedar and salt, unchanged. You're supposed to be in DC, safe. What the hell are you doing here? Alex's laugh was bitter, choked. Me? You're the ghost, Reyes. Kia in Yemen, remember? I mourned you. Buried an empty box. His voice broke, eyes burning. The others shifted, tension coiling like a spring. Lena's glare promising violence if he twitched wrong. Jamie's face crumpled, hands dropping. It was staged. Black bag op gone south. They needed a martyr for the narrative. Queer soldier lost to extremists. I went deep cover to expose it, but the web. It tangled. He glanced at Kai, a flicker of apology, and Alex's jealousy twisted sharper. Tangled how? Before he could press, alarms wailed, federal choppers, rotors thumping the night like war drums. Harlan's voice in his ear. Thorn, abort. Backup inbound. Echoes cornered. Cornered. The word ignited fury. Alex ripped out his comms, crushing it underboot. They're coming for all of us. Now. Chaos bloomed. Gear grabbed. Maps burned. The group spilling into the woods like smoke. Jamie grabbed Alex's wrist, pulling him toward a hidden snowmobile trail. You with us or them? The question hung, a knife's edge. Alex met his gaze, the man he'd loved staring back, scarred but unbroken. Us, he said, the word tasting like freedom and fall. As engines roared distant, they fled into the storm, bonds fracturing and reforming in the dark, the first twist of a betrayal that would unravel everything. But as the bitterroot pines swallowed them, Alex couldn't shake the doubt. Was Jamie truly the protector Riley claimed, or had 5 years forged a stranger whose fire now burned toward revenge, and would it consume them both? The snowmobile's engine snarled low, a guttural whisper against the howling wind as Jamie gunned it down the game trail. Alex pressed against his back, arms locked around his waist like a lifeline. Flurries stung their faces, visibility nil, but Jamie navigated by instinct. Years in the shadows sharpening senses dull to most. Behind, the others fanned out. Lena and Theo on ATVs, Kai and Simone in a beat-up Jeep bouncing ruts, Riley scouting ahead on snowshoes. Federal spotters would be airborne soon, Fleur painting heat signatures, but the storm was their ally, blanketing tracks in white oblivion. Alex's mind raced faster than the machine. Us. He'd said it without thought, treason blooming in his gut like black ink. Spec Ops oath, loyalty to flag, chain of command, the machine that had saved him from Ohio's stifling fields only to grind his queerness into secrecy. Yet here he was, defecting on a dime for a man who'd faked his death, built an army of outcasts. And that glance to Kai, soft, loaded, gnawed like frostbite. Who was Jamie now? The lover who'd traced galaxies on Alex's skin, or Echo, the revolutionary with blood on his manifesto? They ditched the sled at a frozen creek, crossing on ropes strung years back, boots cracking ice that could swallow a manhole. Jamie pulled Alex aside in the lee of a boulder, breath clouding between them. Talk to me. Why'd you come? Really? The question pierced. Alex stripped off a glove, cupping Jamie's jaw, rougher than memory, but warm. Your face. In the brief. They want you dead, Jay. For what? Smuggling birth control to rural clinics? That's the terror threat. Jamie's eyes darkened, shadows pooling. It's bigger. The agency's running a op called Purity, purging undesirables from the rolls. Queer vets denied benefits. Activists flagged as threats. I was supposed to testify, blow the lid. Instead, they buried me. He leaned in, forehead to Alex's, the contact electric. I never stopped loving you. Thought you moved on. Heard whispers of you in the field, unbreakable. Alex's throat closed. Unbreakable. I shattered man. Parades in June, sure, but barracks beats, COs looking away. You're the one who taught me to stand tall. His thumb brushed Jamie's scar. This? Yemen. Interrogator's ring. Jamie's voice flattened, a wall slamming down. Classic deflection. Alex knew the playbook. But before he could push, Kai's voice crackled over radio. Inbound hostiles. 2 clicks east. Drones. They ran, lungs burning. The group converging at a ranger cabin long abandoned, its roof sagging under snow. Inside, kerosene lamps flickered, casting long shadows as they barricaded doors. Lena paced, her trans flag patch frayed on her sleeve, muttering curses in German. Feds are mercs. Purity's got private contractors, Blackwater types who don't ask pronouns before they shoot. Theo, the bearish comms wizard with a husband back in Seattle waiting letters, jury-rigged a jammer from scavenged parts. Signal's fuzzy, but chatter's hot. Neutralize all tangos. They're not distinguishing. Alex is blood-iced. Tangos. That's what they'd call Riley, the kid with they slash them tattooed on knuckles. Simone, the lesbian medic who'd patched more queer suicides than combat wounds. Kai, the twink hacker whose drag name was Bite Queen. His people. No, our people, he corrected, the thought foreign yet fitting. Jamie spread a topographic map on the table, fingers tracing escape vectors. We split at dawn. Lena, Theo, you take the eastern ridge to the pickup in Montana. Simone, Riley, south to the res, link with the Navajo allies. His eyes met Alex's, a question unspoken. You and Kai with me. West, to the safe house in Spokane. Kai. Again. Alex nodded stiffly, ignoring the pang. No time for petty heartaches when choppers thumped closer, rotors slicing the gale. They hunkered, weapons checked. Alex's M4 beside Jamie's scavenged AK, a mismatched arsenal born of desperation. Hours blurred into vigil. Stories surfaced in the dim, bonds forging in firelight. Simone spoke first, voice soft as she cleaned her Glock. Lost my girl to conversion camp bullshit. Joined to fight back. Irony, huh? Laughter bitter, shared. Theo confessed barracks hazing, a friendly beating that left him with a limp and a steel resolve. Riley, barely legal, admitted running from Texas foster hell, where fag was foreplay to fists. Lena's tail cut deepest, denied transition care post-discharge, spiraling into this fringe war. Alex listened, ghosts stirring. His own silence. The Ohio preacher dad who'd prayed the gay away, the Annapolis Knights choking on fear. Jamie's hand found his under the table, squeezing, an anchor in the storm. But as pre-dawn gray bled through cracks, doubt crept. Why Kai with Jamie? The hacker leaned close, murmuring code tweaks, their shoulders brushing easy, intimate. Alex's jealousy wasn't rational. Love didn't clock in hours, but it festered, a crack in the facade. Then, the breach. Glass shattered, flashbangs rolling like thunder. Alex dove, firing blind into the smoke, the acrid burn choking screams. Bodies hit floor, Lena cursing, Theo's grunt of pain. A shadow loomed. Alex tackled it, knife flashing, pinning a contractor in tactical gear. Purity, he snarled, zip-tying wrists. The man spat blood, grinning wolfish. Ghost, huh? Brass sends regrets. Echoes a virus, gotta burn it out. Jamie dragged the merc to a chair, Kai patching Theo's grazed arm. Who signs your check? Graves. Silence, then a chuckle. Higher. The kind that owns senators. Alex's world spun. Harlan? No, impossible. The CO who'd toasted his coming out, mentored him through shadows. Betrayal tasted like copper. He pressed his boot to the merc's throat. Talk, or I make it biblical. The man broke, spilling. Purity was a shadow directive. Greenlit post-Obergefell backlash, targeting disloyal elements. Queers deemed too vocal, too organized. Jamie's network was the flashpoint, a coalition from Stonewall vets to fresh-faced activists, bridging urban pride to rural despair. The frame, planted explosives at a DC gala, pinned on Echo to justify crackdowns. As the merc wheezed details, choppers circled tighter. Jamie nodded to Lena, interrogation over. A muffled shot, body slumped. Clean, but the stain lingered. Alex recoiled, the line between protector and executioner blurring. They scattered at first light, promises exchanged like ammunition. Hugs fierce, Riley's tears freezing on cheeks. Stay queer, stay alive, Simone quipped, vanishing south. Jamie, Alex, and Kai piled into a rusted F-150 hidden under tarps, engine coughing to life. Spokane was 200 miles of backroads, Federals likely roadblocking I-90. As Jamie drove, Kai in the bed with gear. Alex rode shotgun, silence thick. You trust him? Alex finally asked, jerking thumb rearward. Jamie's jaw tightened. Kai? Saved my life in Portland. More than once. A pause, waited. He's family. Like you were. Were. The word landed like a gut shot. Alex stared out at passing furs, heart fracturing anew. Twists piled like snowdrifts. Betrayal from above, jealousy below, and a love resurrected only to bleed. By Spokane's edge, sirens wailed distant. The safe house, a nondescript duplex in a fading neighborhood, waited, but so did the next unraveling. As they pulled up, a figure waited on the stoop. Harlan Graves, hands raised, eyes weary under the porch light. Captain, the colonel said, voice cracking. We need to talk. Harlan Graves looked smaller in civilian wool. The colonel's bars stripped away, revealing a man in his late 50s with crow's feet etched deep from too many desert suns. Rain slicked his silver buzz cut, dripping from the brim of a fedora pulled low. Old-school spycraft, Alex noted, even as his hand itched for the Glock tucked in his waistband. Jamie flanked him, Kai slipping inside to sweep for bugs, the duplex curtains twitching like nervous eyelids. Spokane's dawn traffic hummed oblivious blocks away, a world of coffee runs and commutes blind to the knives at its throat. Inside, Alex growled, ushering Harlan over the threshold. The air inside smelled of stale takeout and solder. Kai's domain, laptops whirring on every surface. Theo's absence ached. The big man had texted en route. Grazed but mobile, love to all. Lena's crew was ghosts now, phantoms in the machine. Harlan shed his coat, revealing a shoulder holster empty as his promises. Thorn, Alex. I didn't sign off on the hit. Purity's a rogue cell, DHS cutouts with brass puppets. I pulled strings to track you here, warn you off. Jamie snorted, leaning against the kitchenette counter, arms crossed like barriers. Warn us? Or lure? Your merc's back there weren't reciting Miranda. The colonel's face sagged, lines deepening. Those weren't mine. Blackwater alumni, off books. I embedded with your unit too. Monitor. His eyes flicked to Alex, pleading. Son, when you came out, I swore I'd have your back. Purity sniffed that, saw you as leverage. Ghost soft spot, they called it. Soft spot. Alex's fists balled, knuckles whitening. Leverage. The word reduced Jamie to a chip on a felt table, their love of vulnerability to exploit. He paced the threadbare rug, boots thudding like heartbeats. You knew he was alive. 5 years, Harlan. I buried him. Harlan winced, rubbing his neck. Classified deep. Thought it protected you both. Reyes going dark to gather intel on Purity's roots. Traced to a think tank in Virginia, Heritage Foundation money laundering hate into policy. But it snowballed. Echo's network went viral underground. Queer forums to vet discords. They panicked, framed him for the gala bomb. Kai emerged from the back room. Thumbs up. No wires, no tails. He's clean. For now. The hacker's eyes, sharp behind wire rims, assessed Harlan like code. Buggy but salvageable. Jamie nodded thanks, a brush of fingers that Alex clocked. The jealousy a low simmer now, fueled by exhaustion. Sit, Jamie said, gesturing to a sagging couch. Harlan complied, the group forming a ragged circle. Alex opposite, Jamie beside Kai, the air thick with unspoken accusations. Harlan spilled. Purity's architect, a ghost named Victor Hale, ex-CIA sadist who'd cut his teeth on MKUltra echoes, now puppeteering from a Beltway bunker. Hale's playbook: discredit the queer vanguard, Sow division, pit urban elites against rural holdouts, trans rights against gay marriage gains, until the movement fractured, ripe for erasure. We infiltrated too late, Harlan admitted, voice graveling. Hale's got compromat on half the Joint Chiefs. Your hit order, Alex? Forged, but it'll stick unless we expose it. Alex's laugh was hollow. Expose how? I'm AWOL, consorting with terrorists. My career's Ash. Our careers, Jamie corrected softly, his hand finding Alex's knee, a spark in the chill. We're in this, me more. All of us. The endearment thawed something frozen, but Harlan's cough shattered it. Not all. Thorn, I can spin this. Solo recon gone wrong. Echo escaped. You report in, I bury the rest. Reyes. You vanish deeper. Kai, your hacks by time. But Hale's closing nets. Kai leaned forward, elbows on knees, voice edged like a blade. And what about the others? Lena's crew, Simone's residential run? You gonna spin their graves? Harlan met the challenge, unflinching. I'll fight from inside. But you need proof. Hale's ledger, encrypted on a server in Langley Adjunct. I get you close, you crack it. The offer hung, a devil's bargain. Trust Harlan? The man who'd mentored, protected, yet lied by omission, letting Alex grieve a living ghost. Jamie's eyes searched Alex's, a silent vote. Kai's foot tapped, impatient. The hacker's loyalty to Jamie ran deep. Alex saw it now. Not romantic, but fierce, forged in shared flights from raids. Sibling, perhaps, or something fluid, undefined. The jealousy ebbed, shame replacing it. 5 years apart, people grew webs, not cages. We do it, Alex said, decision crystallizing. But wired. One wrong move, Harlan, and you're the leak. Grunts of assent rippled. Plans coalesced. Harlan's escort to D.C., masked as a capture op. Alex playing double agent. Jamie and Kai ghosting parallel via underground rails. Lena's text buzzed in. Safe, but feds torched the cabin. We're ghosts now. Stay fierce. By noon, they rolled out. Harlan's unmarked SUV blending with commuter slush. Alex cuffed in back for show. Jamie stashed in a false compartment with Kai's laptop humming. The drive east was a pressure cooker. Radio chatter of manhunts. Harlan's knuckles white on wheel. Alex's mind replaying touches. Jamie's hand on his knee. A promise amid peril. Night fell over the plains. Motels dotting I. 80 like wary eyes. They holed in a no-tell in Cheyenne. Harlan taking the lobby watch. Inside the room, tension uncoiled slow. Kai crashed first. Earbuds in, scrolling dark web alerts. Jamie stripped to thermals, scars mapping his torso like war stories. Bullet grazes, knife pulls, a burn from Yemen's blast. Alex traced one, tentative. Tell me everything. Jamie's breath hitched, pulling him close on the sagging bed. Not tonight. Too raw. Instead, they talked futures, hypotheticals, fragile as snowflakes. A cabin in the Cascades, teaching kids code and courage. No more ghosts. Their kiss started soft, exploratory, lips brushing like old friends, deepening to anchor the storm. No heat, just holding. Fingers laced, breaths synced, the world outside fading. But dawn brought fracture. Kai's alarm blared, breach. Feds, tipped somehow, swarming the lot. Harlan burst in, gun drawn. Go. Rear exit, my diversion. Gunfire popped, shattering glass. Alex shouldered Jamie out, Kai scrambling with the rig. They piled into a stolen beater, peeling rubber as Harlan's SUV drew fire, taillights vanishing in smoke. Was it sacrifice or setup? Alex floored it north, heart hammering. Jamie's hand on his thigh, steady. He bought us time. Now we burn them. Miles blurred to Montana Badlands, a pickup at a queer ranch co-op. Horses and solar, rainbows on fences. There, Lena reunited, Theo bandaged but grinning, Simone's voice on sat phone. Residential secure, but Riley nabbed, holding in Boise Fed lockup. The news gutted them. Riley, the kid, interrogation fodder. Purity's hooks sank deeper. Jamie's face hardened, the revolutionary surfacing. We raid. Get him out. Alex balked. Suicide. We hit Langley first. Ledger exposes all. Fists clenched. Voices rose. The room a powder keg of grief and grit. Kai mediated, calm code. Hybrid. Distract with the kid. Infill the server. Lena nodded, eyes fierce. Theo's limp didn't slow his resolve. As night deepened, alliances strained. Jamie pulled Alex aside, under stars pricked cold. I see your doubt. About me. Us. Alex exhaled, truth spilling. Kai, you too. Jamie laughed, soft. Brother. Lost mine to AIDS in the 90s. Kai's that echo. Family, not fire. Relief flooded, but deeper. And purity? You built this army. Part of me admires it. Part fears you've changed. Jamie's eyes glistened. We all change. But core? Still yours. Their embrace was fierce, unspoken vows. Yet as they planned the Boise snatch, Alex wondered, was Harlan's time a bridge or a bomb? The raid launched at midnight, shadows in the sagebrush. Fences cut, guards gassed. Non-lethal, Jamie's rule. Riley emerged blinking, bruised but unbroken, hugging Kai like driftwood. Elation crested, but sirens wailed. Backup, faster than intel. They fled east, Riley in tow, the net tightening. Spokane safe house compromised. Next stop, a trans-led clinic in Missoula, underground bunker beneath. There, decrypts revealed the twist. Hale's ledger wasn't just compromat. It named Harlan as unwitting signatory. A forged sig pulled him in. Betrayal's knife twisted. He lied. Alex whispered, screen glow carving hollows in his face. Jamie gripped his shoulder. Or framed. We confront. But confrontation waited in Billings. An ambush, Harlan waiting in a warehouse, bloodied, hands up. It's Hale. He's here. The door boomed shut behind them, shadows stirring. Victor Hale stepped forward, silver fox in Armani, smiling like a shark. Welcome home, Echo. Ghost. Family reunions just begun. The warehouse loomed like a rusted cathedral on Billings' industrial fringe, sodium lights buzzing hymns to forgotten freight. Dust motes danced in the beams as Hale circled, his loafers scuffing concrete scarred by decades of loading docks. He was 60-something, patrician sharp, Harvard jaw, eyes like chipped flint, flanked by 4 contractors, tack vests bulging, fingers twitching on triggers. Harlan slumped against a crate, zip-tied, a gash above his eye weeping red. The group, Alex, Jamie, Kai, Lena, Theo, Simone via remote feed, Riley huddled wide-eyed, formed a defensive knot, backs to a forklift's hulk. Hale's voice purred, cultured venom. Captain Thorne. Echo. Or should I say, Lieutenant Reyes? You've led us a merry chase. Queer solidarity theater, charming. But scripts end. Alex's M4 trained center mass, steady. Purity ends tonight, Hale. Your ledger's cracked. Names, dates, the works. Senators, donors, the whole rotten board. Hale chuckled, adjusting cufflinks. Cracked? Darling, that's the demo. Bait to draw rats. His gaze swept them. Jamie's defiant stare, Kai's fingers flying on a tablet, Lena's hand on her cig. You think Harlan's clean? He's the cutout. Sign the Yemen fake-out. Your hit order. Loyal dog, till the whistle. Harlan stirred, voice ragged. Lies. I fed you false trails, Hale. To end this. The contractor shifted, unease rippling, Hale's control fraying. Jamie stepped forward, voice thunder. Yemen was you. Staged my death to silence witnesses. I saw the camps, reparative therapy black sites, funded by your slush. Queers broken, not built. Hale's smile thinned. Necessary pruning. Post-pride, the fringe festers. Your network breeds chaos. Bombs at Gallus. That's on you, Echo. Or will be, when the feeds drop. Kai's tablet pinged. Uploads live. Dark web torrents spilling Purity's guts. Too late, the hacker smirked. It's out. WikiLeaks on steroids. Panic flickered in Hale's eyes, the patrician mask cracking. Kill them. All. The warehouse erupted. Muzzle flashes stitching shadows, ricochets whining off girders. Alex dove behind pallets, popping shots, dropping one contractor with a knee bloom. Jamie and Lena moved as one. Ex-Rangers sinking fire. Theo covering Riley's scramble to Harlan. Kai yelled Overwatch. Drone feed piping to earpieces. Flank left, 2 tangos. Chaos reigned, but unity shone. Simone's voice crackled. Medevac inbound, hold. A bullet grazed Alex's arm. Hot kiss, but he pressed on, tackling Hale mid-stride. They rolled, fists flying. Alex's military crisp against Hale's dirty boxing, the older man's ringers drawing blood. Young fool. Hale wheezed, need a gut. Love blinds. Reyes? He's the spark. Radicalized Kai, betted half the network. Jealousy's your chain. The barb landed, dredging doubts, but Alex headbutt free, vision spotting. Lies die with you. Jamie appeared, wrenching Hale up, zip ties biting wrists. Enough. The contractors fell, wounded, not dead, Jamie's code holding. Harlan cut loose, staggering up, revolver barking cover as sirens wailed distant. Hale spat, defiant. You in the skirmish. War's eternal. They'll paint you terrorists, burn your flags. Jamie met his gaze, unyielding. Our flags burn brighter. A trank dart from Lena's kit dropped Hale limp, the architect silenced, for now. Exfil was a blur. Stolen vans to Missoula bunker. Kai's hacks scrambling plates. Feds chasing ghosts. Wounds bound. Riley clinging to Theo like a talisman. The Ledger's flood hit mainstream by dawn. CNN Sheeran's screaming, shadow purge exposed. Rainbow coalitions erupting in streets from LA to New York. Protests swelled. Vets marching on VA halls. Trans activists storming DHS gates. In the bunker's dim, adrenaline crashed. Alex stitched his arm by lamplight. Jamie's hands steadying. Intimate, wordless care. We did it, Alex murmured, suture needle pausing. Jamie shook his head. First round. Hale's got cells, state level, church-backed. And Harlan. The colonel sat apart, nursing coffee, face ashen. I signed nothing. But they'll hunt me too. His eyes met Alex's, paternal ache. Proud of you, son. Both of you. Forgiveness simmered, not boiled. Alex nodded. The mentor reclaimed, but scars lingered. Kai burst and then, laptop aglow. Hits everywhere. But Riley's face, ID'd in the raid vids. Feds circling Boise again. Riley paled, the kid's bravado cracking. I can't. Not again. Lena pulled them close, maternal steel. We got you. All of us. Bonds deepened in that huddle, stories swapped, laughs amid tears. Theo's husband video called, vows renewed. Simone shared residential lore, Navajo queer elders' wisdom. Kai opened up, orphaned in Nam echoes, code his armor, Jamie the brother found. No flames, just family. Alex's jealousy ash, replaced by gratitude. But peace fractured midday. A knock, cautious, coded. Door cracked. A woman, mid-40s, sharp suit, badge glinting. Agent Reyes? Captain Thorne? Director's envoy. Truce talks. Suspicion spiked. Jamie barred the way. Whose director? Hers. The real one. Hale's ousted. Your leak did it. But loose ends. Testify or vanish. The offer tempted. Immunity, platforms, a shot at reform. Alex waited. Normalcy. With Jamie, no more shadows. But Jamie's eyes stormed. Trap. They co-opt, then crush. Kai cross-checked. Leaks confirmed Hale's arrest, but whispers of restructuring. Purity rebranded, subtler. Lena growled sellouts. Debate raged, voices overlapping. Theo for caution, Simone for fight. Riley's quiet plea tipped. I just want school. Safe. Alex stood, decision firm. We testify. But on our terms, full exposure, no redactions. And protection for the network. Jamie searched his face, conflict raw. You sure? This life. It's cost us. Cost us more to run. Alex cupped his cheek, thumb tracing scar. Together? Jamie's nod was reluctant, but real. Always. The envoy, Agent Carla Ruiz, Latina and lesbian, out since academy, smiled faint. DC's a viper pit. But allies exist. Will's up tomorrow. Flight East was armored transport. Skies clear for once. DC gleamed below, monuments mocking fragility. Safe house in Georgetown, brick row house, rainbow decals discreet. There, prep began, lawyers from Lambda Legal, media coaches from GLAAD. Harlan vanished into protective custody, last words, finish it, ghost. But twists coiled. Night before hearings, Jamie pulled Alex to the roof, city hum below. Something's off. Kai's pings, Hale's lawyers moving fast, bail whispers. Alex frowned. Ruiz vetted clean. Clean's relative. Jamie's kiss was urgent, laced with fear, not passion, but farewell. If it goes south. It won't. But doubt seated. Hearings dawned in Rayburn House, wood-paneled glare. Committee chairs glowered, conservative holdouts, purity sympathizers. Alex testified first. Ops twisted, lives targeted. Jamie followed, voice steady. We fought for America, the real one, where love isn't leverage. Gasps at queer vet tales, claps from progressive flanks. Kai's remote feed streamed proofs. Riley's story humanized the fringe. Victories swelled, bills proposed, investigations launched. Then, the knife. Mid-session, marshals burst in, badges flashing. Reyes, Thorne, under arrest. New evidence. Galabomb traces to your network. Framed. Again. Hale's parting gift, planted post-capture. Chaos. Shouts. Gavels banging. Ruiz appeared, face ashen. It was her. The envoy double. Betrayal's echo. They fought cuffs, but steel bit. Separated. Alex to Fed holding, Jamie to isolation. Cells cold, mine's hotter. Alex banged walls. J. Hole. Solitary swallowed days. Interrogations laced with slurs, offers to flip. Reyes radicalized you, ghost. Testify against, walk. Alex stonewalled, memory's armor. Jamie's laugh, Kai's code, Lena's grit. But isolation gnawed, hallucinations of Ohio sermons, Annapolis fears. Break came week 2. Shiv and Chow tray, note scratched, Kai. Raid tonight. Hole. Hope flickered. Midnight, booms, gas canisters, shouts. Door flew, Lena's face grinning. Miss us. Exfil was symphony. Theo's diversions, Simone's med, Riley's tiny hands picking locks. Kai's virus fried cams, Harlan's ghost team covering. They spilled into night, Van roaring to harbor. Jamie crushed against him, alive. Thought I'd lost you. Never. But freedom was fleeting, fugitives now, deeper underground. As they crossed into Canada, borders blurring, Alex realized the war wasn't Hales alone. It was society's slow poison, prejudices in boardrooms, fears in hearts. Their love, tested, emerged tempered steel. Yet one twist lingered. Ruiz's confession, captured on Kai's bug. Hale forced me, but I chose you, because my daughter's trans. Fight for her. Redemption's thread. The network grew, cells in Toronto, alliances global. Alex and Jamie, side by side, planned next. Expose the enablers, heal the fractured. In a Vancouver safe house, under northern lights, they vowed, no more ghosts. Just us. Vancouver's rain mirrored Seattle's, endless, cleansing, washing the group's wounds as they settled into the co-op loft overlooking False Creek. Exposed brick walls bore murals of Stonewall fists intertwined with maple leaves, a fusion of old fights and new frontiers. Kai commandeered the corner office, screens blooming with global feeds, Purity's fallout rippling, congressional probes, corporate donors fleeing like rats, queer helplines swamped from emboldened calls. Lena drilled Riley in self-defense, the kids' form sharpening from fragile to fierce. Theo videoed his husband daily, plans for reunion solidifying. Simone rotated in from residential runs, bringing smuggled herbs and stories of indigenous two-spirits weaving their own resistances. Alex and Jamie claimed the attic nook, a skylight framing stars when clouds parted. Nights blurred into quiet reconstruction, shared silences over tea, hands mapping scars like atlases. No rush to reclaim bodies, just presence, the slow rebuild of trust eroded by years and lies. I dreamed of this, Jamie murmured one eve, head on Alex's chest, heartbeat a lullaby. You hear. No ranks between. Alex threaded fingers through Jamie's hair, silver strands catching lamplight. Ranks were easy. This, us, real, scares me more. Vulnerability, once armored, now spoken. Ohio's ghost lingered. Dad's final letter, post coming out. Pray for guidance, son. Guidance found in Jamie's arms. Prejudices shed like old skin. But peace was perimeter, not core. Hale's trial loomed, extradition battles fierce. Canada balked, U.S. growled sanctions. Whispers of splinter cells. Purity 2.0, rebranded as Patriot Watch, targeting expats. Harlan checked in encrypted. Safe, but hunted. Your leak saved lives, mine included. Oh, you. Debt noted, but Alex's focus narrowed. The network's fracture lines. Post-exposure, infighting brewed. Urban gaze decrying rural radicals. Trans elders sidelined by youth firebrands. Jamie sensed it, pacing at dawn. We unite or unravel. Echo's dream. Coalition, fading. Kai's data backed it. Discord schisms, funding dips. People burn out. Heroes to headlines, then forgotten. Action crystallized over breakfast. Pancakes flipped by Riley, syrup sticky as resolve. A summit. Virtual at first, then live in Toronto's queer district. Invitees, from Bronx youth centers to Wyoming communes, non-binary coders to leather daddies. Theme, threads unbroken, mending the weave. Prep was whirlwind. Lena handled security, Theo logistics, Simone cultural bridges. Alex scripted keynotes, Jamie the fire, his Bronx cadence rallying even skeptics. Kai coded the app, anonymous shares, bias check AI. Riley, blooming, design badges. Interlocking rainbows, no hierarchies. Travel south tested nerves, forged papers, backroad vans. Toronto glittered, Church Wellesley alive with pride flags year-round. The venue, a converted theater, seats filled with faces etched by fights, chemo-scarred activists, PTSD vet parents, kids with backpacks stuffed with manifestos. Opening night, Alex took stage, lights harsh. We came as ghosts, haunted by losses, lies. Purity showed our fractures, but also our steel. I'm Alex Thorne, ex-ghost, gay as hell, and done hiding. Laughter rippled, tension easing. He shared Yemen's echo, Jamie's death, the warehouse brawl, raw, unfiltered. Jamie followed, vulnerability cracking his armor. I built echo from grief, my brother's grave, unmarked in Bronx dirt. Thought revolution was the answer. But you taught me, love's the real insurgency. Eyes on Alex, unashamed. Applause thundered, bridges building. Workshops delved deep. Role plays on microaggressions, panels on intersectional erasure, black queers versus white saviors, disabled lovers navigating care gaps. Conflicts flared. A Wyoming rancher clashing with a Manhattan donor over militant tactics, but facilitators, Simone Chief, mediated with elder wisdom. Pain shared, not hoarded. Offstage, bonds formed. A trans teen cornered Alex. You're why I enlisted. But the barracks, they break us. Alex listened, shared his fractures, handed a card, network hotline. Jamie danced with a leather couple, laughter-free. Kai flirted harmless with a barista, walls thinning. Yet shadows crept. Mid-summit, Kai's alert. Hale's lawyers filing suits, defamation, treason echoes. And personal, a letter slipped under Alex's hotel door, Ohio postmark. Dad's hand, trembling, saw the news. Proud. No. But. Understanding. Come home. Tears blurred ink. Alex showed Jamie, vulnerability bared. He reached. After everything. Jamie's hug enveloped. Go. If it heals. Decision weighed, summit first. Closing plenary peaked. Collective manifesto drafted. Voices overlapping. Rights as intersection, not silos. Funding equitable. No heroes, only us. As chants echoed. Threads unbroken. Chaos struck. Smoke billowed stage right. Shouts morphing to screams. Purity splinter. Masked goons. Vests wired crude. For the real America. Panic surged, but training kicked. Alex tackled a bomber, wrestling vest. Jamie herded evac. Lena disarming two with chokeholds. Kai jammed signals. Theo shielded kids. Riley, brave Riley, tripped a gunman, earning a graze but saving 5. Feds swarmed post-blast. Canadian, U.S. liaison. Cuffs for goons, medics for wounded. Summit saved, but scarred. 2 injured, 1 lost. An elder auntie from the res, crushed in stampede. Grief hollowed the hall. In Aftermath Motel, group huddled. They won't stop, Lena spat, bandaging Riley. Won't, Jamie agreed, fire rekindled. But neither do we. Alex nodded, Dad's letter folded close. Homecoming can wait. This is home. Twist deepened. Interrogations yielded gold. Splinter led by Hale's son. A closet case radicalized reverse, hating his father's hate. Compromat trove, more ledgers, church ties. Kai leaked it, Wave 2 crashing. Global headlines, hates heirs. Protests peaked, even Ohio farms waving flags. Personal pivot, Alex flew solo to Toledo, van from airport. Farmstead unchanged, tractors rusting, Bible on porch. Dad waited, older, frilier, eyes wet. Son, hug awkward, then real, barriers crumbling. Mom's grave visited, stories shared. Her quiet allyship, hidden letters to pride lines. She knew, Dad said. Taught me late. Healing, tentative. Alex returned north, lighter, Jamie's arms haven. Network thrived, chapters sprouting, from Miami mangroves to Alaskan outposts. But new conflict, internal. A faction pushed armed patrols, protect or perish, clashing Jamie's nonviolence. Debates heated, Alex mediating, guns divide. Love unites. Kai confided doubts. Burned out, Jay. Need a beat. Jamie nodded, brotherly. Go. Live. Kai's exit party. Drag show, bike queen slaying lip syncs. Hugs lingered, families ache. As leaves turned, Alex proposed. Ring scavenged from pawn, simple band. Marry me? In this mess. Jamie's yes was sunbreak. Ceremony small. Vancouver Beach, waves witness. Vows, through ghosts and gales. Honeymoon. Raid on a splinter cell in Calgary, love and fight entwined. Yet climax loomed. Hale's trial, U.S. demanding Jamie's testimony. Extradition hearing, circus of suits, protesters chanting. Jamie took stand, voice steel. Purity wasn't policy. It was prejudice, armed. Cross-exam baited. Radical lover turned you terrorist? Jamie glanced Alex, steady. Love made me human. Verdict, no extradition. Cheers deafened. But post-trial, ambush, Hale's son, uncaught, sniper's nest. Bullet meant Jamie grazed Alex, shoulder bloom. Hospital vigil, Jamie's face ashen. Not again. Alex grinned weak. Tougher than ghosts. Recovery bonded deeper. Physical therapy doubles dates with Lena's new beau, a poet. Riley started college, online queer studies. Theo's family relocated, Canada welcoming. One eve, stars sharp, Jamie asked, "What's next?" Alex smiled. Us. Always. But horizon darkened. Whispers of global purity. Europe echoes. Russian funding. New war brewing. The first snow dusted Vancouver's peaks like warnings as the network's war room hummed in the co-op basement. Whiteboards scrawled with red lines connecting dots. Moscow oligarchs bankrolling U.S. hate mills. European far-right pacts smuggling tactics across Atlantic. Kai's successor, a sharp non-binary coder named Jordan, pored over intercepts, fingers dancing like exorcists. It's fractal, they said, voice neutral as code. Purity's not dead, metastasized. Hale's son? Just a node. Jamie nodded, marker capping with a click, his echo mantle heavier now, etched with victories and graves. The auntie's loss at the summit lingered, a hollow in every cheer. Riley's scar a reminder of innocence's cost. Alex, shoulder sling discarded but ache chronic, leaned against the map wall, tracing routes from D.C. to Davos. Global queer summits plotting counters. We go international, Alex proposed, voice carrying the farm boy's steadiness, tempered by ops grit. Link with ILGA, Stonewall UK. Share intel, train trainers, no more silos. Lena grunted approval, sharpening a knife absent-mindedly. Her poetry boasts softened edges, but Ranger core endured. And teeth, non-lethal but ready. These fascists don't debate. Theo, video link from his new Toronto home, chimed, funding's up. Donors spooked by leaks, pouring in. But burnout's real. We need rotations, mental health pods. Simone, dialing from the res, added Navajo steel. Elders say, fight smart, not just hard. Ceremonies, not just charges. Consensus built, a mosaic of voices, once fractured, now fused. Jamie's eyes met Alex's across the table, a nod ceiling, partners and all. But personal storms brewed. Dad's call came mid-plan. Son, town's talking. Pride float at the fair, you're doing? Pride, tentative, Ohio queers stepping out, but backlash simmered. Church flyers decrying Thorn's taint. Alex's gut nodded. Go. Show M. Return south was armored. Escort from allied Mounties. Van low profile. Jamie stayed north. Trust test. Handle it. We're unbreakable. Ohio welcomed harsh. Snow-slick roads. Stairs at the airport. Dad met him. Truck idling. Hug firmer now. Proud this time. Float's got your story. Goes to hero. The fairground buzzed. Midway lights. Funnel cakes. But the float stole breath. A spectral ship. Rainbows sails. Actors as Alex and Jamie reenacting warehouse brawl, ending in kiss. Crowd mixed. Cheers from youth, scowls from elders. A heckler spat. Freak show. Alex stepped up, mic hot. Freak? Nah. Family. Story poured. Love's shadows. Purity's blade. Network's light. Silence. Then applause. Ripple spreading. Backstage, a face from Annapolis. Mark, ex-roomie, straight arrow admiral now, hand extended. Heard the tapes. Buried my own doubts. Wife left, came out by. Your fight. Inspired. Redemption's chain. Beers shared, old wounds aired. Dad watched, quiet nod. Learning, son. Northbound. Lighter, Alex texted Jamie. Home safe. Floats and fights. Response, miss you. Twist, Harlan visit. Big. Harlan arrived Vancouver Eve, gaunt but grinning, cane tapping. Promotion, oversight committee. Your leaks lit the fire. But eyes shadowed. Hale sun surfaced. Istanbul, rallying expats. Climax brewed. Summit 2. Istanbul, Bosphorus backdrop. Queer diaspora converging. Turkish trans refugees, Syrian leatherkin, Russian coders fleeing purges. Network's boldest play. Infiltrate Hale Jr.'s meet. Expose live. Prep was crucible. Jordan hacked venues. Lena trained locals in takedowns. Alex and Jamie scouted, undercover as activists. Hands held public, a statement amid minarets. City pulsed. Calls to prayer mingling with club beats. Bosphorus ferries ferrying secrets. Their hotel overlooked straits. Nights tangled in sheets. Not fire, but forge. Bodies mapping futures. After this, Jamie whispered, retire? Alex laughed. To what? Farm with Dad? Teach. Dream it. The meet. Underground Hammam. Steam veiling faces. Hale Jr. Younger Echo. 30s slick. Closet firebrand. Ranted to suits. Father's vision evolves. Alliances cross borders. Fund our purges. We arm yours. Hidden mics caught it. Jordan's rig beaming to Summit's hall. Alex, towel-clad, edged closer, Jamie covering. Tension coiled. Guards patrolled, eyes sharp. Breach. A suit recognized Jamie from leaks. Echo. Chaos steamed. Fists flew, tiles slick. Alex down 2. Jamie zip-tied. Hale Jr. Summit feed went live. Confessions piping to global screens. Feds, Turkish, Interpol, swarmed, arrests rippling. But escape tangled. Hale Jr. free to guard, shot barking. Bullet clipped Jamie's leg, blood blooming. Alex dragged him out, Lena's crew covering, ferrying to safe house clinic. Stitches by candle, Jamie pale but joking, matching scars now. Summit exploded, crowds chanting, media frenzy. Hale Jr. cuffed, empire crumbling, Russian ties severed, European cells exposed. Return north was triumph's haze. Vancouver co-op swelled. New recruits, victory feasts. Riley graduated virtual, Cap tossed pixel. Kai visited. Bike Queen retired to coding camps for queer youth. Personal peak. Wedding redux, legal now, Canada's blessings. Beach again, vows renewed amid waves. Dad attended, arm in arm with a cousin's queer kid, eyes misty. Family grows. Harlan toasted. To ghosts, redeemed. Years folded. Network global, purity's embers stamped. Alex taught at UBC, queer history, shadows to light. Jamie consulted, nonviolence blueprints. Lena's poetry chapbook, fierce threads. Theo's family thrived, Simone's reza beacon. One dawn, Alex woke to Jamie's note. Istanbul scar itches. Adventure? Alex grinned, always. Twists lingered. New hates rising, climates shifting, but love anchored, unbreakable. In a world of targets, they chose each other. Faces recognized, souls saved.